Welcome everybody to the Sugar Geek Show. I'm Liz Merrick and today I'm going to show you how to make gruesome gummy eyeballs. Ooh. Now I'm calling them gruesome, but they're actually delicious. They taste like, you might have guessed, gummy bears. And I'm using this cool stuff called Decogel. And I just actually discovered this stuff. Somebody posted it on one of the cake forums and I was like, what is this Decogel and where can I get some and play with it immediately? So I actually created a cool zombie cake here, and for his eyeball I used Decogel, so it's all squishy, and as well as the one on top. So that's like a cool realistic eyeball-y effect. And then I thought, okay, I need to make more eyeballs. So I decided to make this tutorial on how to make these little gummy eyeballs, and I thought it would be a fun thing for Halloween. Like you could put them in, like a plate for decoration, or you could put them on top of some cupcakes and make like eyeball cupcakes, and then you can like actually eat them. They're pretty gross looking because they're so realistic, but I think they're really cool, and I'm just like obsessed with like squishing this thing because it just looks like a real eye. So I've got all of our ingredients and tools and stuff that we're gonna need for this awesome, fun little project we've got going on here. They're all in the description down below. And it's not, there are some like specific things that you need, but they're not expensive and you can use them for other stuff. So definitely you'll need the Decogel. There's the link down there where you can order that from. And we are going to need this cool little sphere mold. It's actually for ice. And then if you are a Patreon, you will get a free copy of our eyeball printable templates. And I've just printed those out on an icing image sheet, which the link on where you can buy those is down there. But if you are not a Patreon, then you can purchase these in my Facebook shop or on my website in the store and just instantly download it and print it to whatever edible image sheet that you have. You can put this on wafer paper, icing sheets. That's just fine. Or you could even like paint eyeballs on gum paste if you don't want to use this, but this is how I'm doing it. So let's get all of our stuff together and let's get started with our gruesome gummy eyeball tutorial. Alright, so we've got all of our tools and stuff here. I've got my Decogel. You're going to need some white and some clear. And I have that already melted. You just melt it in like 10-second increments until it's all melty. I've got a little bit of vegetable oil in a glass with a paintbrush. I've got a measuring cup that has a nice little pour spout on here, and that just makes it easier to pour into my mold. A spoon and another spoon. Some little scissors. I've got my little eyeball images printed out and some already cut out, and then our ice cube tray mold. And so first thing I'm going to do is just take some vegetable oil and just smear that all in there. I've got some like leftover bits in here from the last time I did it. That's all good. Just gonna coat the insides of these, and that just helps the Decogel release a little bit cleaner. One of the cool things about this Decogel is that even if you spill some, like, and you will spill some, it firms up. Basically, it like cools like chocolate. It's like melted and then it cools, and then you can remelt it again and again and again. So you don't ever have any waste. So we don't have to worry about making a mess or spilling or anything like that. So the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is you cut out your little eyeballs. The icing image sheets are nice and thick and easy to remove from the backing, except for this one time I just happened to tear it, of course. And you just take some scissors and you cut those out just like that. You don't gotta be too super careful. And these are made of sugar, so they're edible too. And the first thing we're going to do is take some of our clear and use a spoon. And this is starting to set up, so I'm going to melt it a little bit more. Alright, I've got this more melty. I just popped that in the microwave for another 10 seconds so it's gooey. And I'm just going to take our spoon and just spoon a little bit of clear into the bottom of each one of these little guys here. You don't need a lot. And the great thing about getting clear is that you can color this colors. So later on, if you wanted to make a different colored eyeball, or actually, I'm going to show you, you can actually take a little bit of the white and drop that into the clear, and that will make it look like you have kind of like a cataract, like a dead eye, which is kind of a cool effect. And that's what I did for my zombie cake there. So then we've got our clear there in the bottom, and we're just going to take our little eyeballs that we've cut out, and we're just going to drop those right into the bottom of each one of our clear parts, and it should just float right on top. And I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator for about 5-10 minutes, and that's just going to set up the clear part so that when we add the white, it doesn't get all mixed up. All right, so we've got our chilled eyeball tray here, and I've got this on like a lunch tray so that it's a little bit easier to move around once I need to put it back in the fridge. So you can see that the clear part is nice and set up, and I've got my melted white Decogel here. I'm just going to fill, let's go from the other side here. Just going to fill these up about halfway. There we go. Oh, I guess we could do one of the cloudy eyes too. Put some more of my melted stuff in here. And then place our mold on top. Press down nice and firm. Hopefully we can get nice seal. Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to use a parchment cone to squirt some of the white Decogel into the mold so that it's a little bit easier for us to handle. So you start out with a triangle piece of parchment paper. I had just like a square, and then I folded it over to make a triangle and then tore off the triangle piece. And then going to, with the point facing up, I'm going to take the side point and just fold it over so that you make this shape. Line that up at the top. And take the other side and wrap it around and line it up with the point in the back. Sometimes you got to shimmy the paper around to get it to do what you want it to do. So you got this point on the bottom, all our points lined up at the top. Just fold that over and secure it. We have our paper cone that we're going to use to put the Decogel into. So we're going to pour our melted Decogel into our parchment bag. And then we're going to carefully pipe it into the molds. Careful you don't accidentally overheat your Decogel. Oops. Because it gets really hot, like this is right now. Don't worry about any of this spilled stuff, because once it sets, we will be able to just peel it up and reuse it and remelt it. Yes, very hot. Here we go. So back into the fridge or freezer until this is set, and then our eyeballs will be done. Woohoo! Big reveal. Okay, so we have our chilled eyeballs here. And you can see we can just peel this stuff out and put that back in our container to remelt later. No wasting. And peel off our top. Oops, that one's still gooey. We'll just ignore the gooey one. So you can see that there is a little bit of leakage, and that's fine. I'll show you how we're going to get rid of that. Basically, we have our finished eyeball here, and scissors, and trim off the extra. And then what I have is a spoon heating up on my element, my stovetop, so that it's getting a little bit hot. You take the hot spoon and you just press it to the seam there, and it just melts that seam away so you can't see it anymore. So the nice thing about this Decogel is that it melts really easily. So make sure you just heat your spoon safely and you don't accidentally burn yourself. So we have our nice clean eyeball. Squishy, gooey, delicious. And then we have our cloudy eyeball that we made. It's got a little bit of the leakage there. Gonna trim off the excess. Warm up my spoon again. Any of the pieces that we don't want pretty easily. So obviously some of these are not so pretty because I was trying to rush for the video. This is our cloudy eye one. But if you take your time and refill the little blank spots and make sure you're chilling for long enough, you'll end up with some really cool eyeballs. See, this one's turned out really good. And if they don't turn out the way that you want, you can always remelt them down and try again. It's pretty easy. So there we have it. Gooey, gummy, delicious Halloween eyeballs that you can eat. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time on the Sugar Geek Show. Thanks for watching.